Welcome to Toltec. It is Bernatol Industries' toxic waste dump. We need all the isotopes you can find and any DNA you can harvest from the native fauna.
I need a green key from the pump station to open doors like this.
If you eliminate 5 roaches, I'll open this door to the junkyard. You must master capturing to gain new morphs.
Phew! Foul roach fauna? Bad as pets. Great for harvesting DNA. I need to capture them all before I may move on. The way to the pump station must be through this tube.
Use the pistons to jump higher.
Yes, the key to the security booth. Now how to get it?
Danger. Bugs detected. They hate mice. Good luck. Doctor, the key to the security booth is at the end of this air vent. Warning, removal of the key will activate a 1-minute timer. Key theft is punishable by death. Key removed. 1 minute until overflow.
Crap.
My kingdom for a bottle! Just one little bottle of plum juice! Oh, this is not good. Not good at all. Modern technology at its finest, no doubt about it. What's it for?
Drink! Excellent.
Help! I don't feel too good. Phew. Help. Help. Rayman! Look what I found! I can't find the brains!
Glowbox! Glowbox! Are you okay? Glowbox!
Admit it, you were scared. Want to lift? Ah, my shades! Andre! It's Papa and Ray! We're on our way!
Yahoo! All right, ladies and gents, let's roll!
Look, Rayman! Some of Andy's little friends came over to play. Hey, Rayman, you've been hit, now you're in. Now this is fun! Red leader, the yellow leader, enemy at 8 o'clock. I repeat, enemy at 8 o'clock. Check out these gears! Remarkable! Andre's already into heavy machinery. What a precocious child. Wow, check out Andre's place. Think of the party potential. Andre, can you hear me? Your loft is really cool. It could use a few more windows, though. Andy, rumor has it you're about to summon the mighty Tetris. Say it isn't so. Andre, buddy boy, I know it's fun, but you gotta stop being a bully. Ooh, here come Andy's pals again. Take your friend leader. One of your engines has been hit. I know you can hear me. Stop being a bad boy. Come back to the good side. Rayman, looks like you found the flusher. It even smells good. Very impressive. This system looks pretty efficient. Doesn't leave anything behind. Andre? Andre, we're here!
We shouldn't be in the research center without security clearance. I'm telling you, I heard gunshots. They'll kill us if they find out. Come on, coward. Nikolai, the light! Stupid torch. Does nothing in this army work.
We'll make this fast, Fisher. We need proof that Pharaoh represents a splinter faction opposed to the Chinese government.
Am I still on leash inside the embassy?
Not at all. You're fully authorized to use lethal force. Fifth freedom with everybody, except Pharaoh. We can't risk killing him until we've got proof. We're done with politics. This is war.
What if it detonates on the way?
The Colonel told me that's impossible.
Why?
Redbird 5 to Redbird 3. We need further details on your hostility. Are you in immediate danger? Colonel, are you there? I need somebody to cover my patrol while I make a pit stop.
Governor, we've wiped the worst of the starter fleet. We're moving on to Hamtramck.
Idiot!
What? It's in 1,000 pieces.
They can retrieve data from the fragments. The drives must be wiped and broken.
Yes, sir.
about what happens when I rerouted words. Yeah.
It's always a challenge when approaching the creation of a new game. There is pressure to do something different, to lead the way, to deliver even better characters, environments and stories. Over the years with Tomb Raider, each adventure has broken new ground and taken the player to even more exotic locations and arenas. And now onto a new arena, the next generation console.
Our vision is to take the player somewhere dark, a place they might not necessarily wish to go, but a place that they'll have to venture if they want to bring Lara back.
This world is from the imagination, but based in reality. A dark world, a dangerous world, a world that reflects the change in Lara.
It will be a new experience, one that will almost be shocking to people who have played Tomb Raider in the past.
From the catacombs of the Louvre to the alleys of Prague, we searched for the seedier side of life. A world that you wouldn't normally see Lara in, but a world that she has no choice but to inhabit.
Like her audience, like the game's consoles themselves, Lara has grown up. Her experiences in Tomb Raider 4 have forced her to question herself. This game will ask more questions of her.
It was a very conscious decision to leave out elements of Lara's story since Tomb Raider 4. Certain aspects of that story will return. It's just a matter of when and where.
For the first time, Lara will have a moral choice to make. It's no longer a clear-cut case of good versus evil. This is a more complex tale which will ask more complex questions of the player.
The player controls how the story develops much more than in previous Tomb Raiders. Basically, when Lara talks to a character, the player can also choose whether Lara is nice, nasty, or dismissive to another character.
This game sets a new benchmark for character animation. The new consoles allow for an unprecedented level of subtlety in the way the characters can act. Some characters may betray more than their feelings. In this world, the player should look as well as listen.
The advancements in game technology allow for much more complex movement from the characters. They have spines, joints, they even have fingers. They move in different ways. We borrow these movements from real people. The man on the A57, the woman on the bus. They travel much further than they think.
The player will choose which paths to take, which characters to trust, which lies to believe, and which enemy to face.
Some enemies may become allies. Some enemies may become something far worse.
Certain enemies have taken years of conception, gestating through design and redesign. I am the first to see them born, the first to guide them through the early stages, their first steps, their first kills, until they are finally unleashed upon the world.
When you walk into this world, you walk into a film. A film with multiple paths and possibilities, but one story drawing you through. This world begins in an act of darkness. How this world ends is up to you.
This is a world of shadows. There is a shadow on Lara. He watches, waits, he bides his time. His name is Curtis. He wants revenge. And Lara will help him extract that revenge. For the first time, there is another playable character in Tomb Raider. A character whose abilities combine the supernatural with the superhuman. He has a different approach to Lara, less subtle perhaps, but still effective against certain opponents.
It's a much more intelligent game for the enemies as well as Lara. The PlayStation 2's got much more power to process enemies doing much more complicated things.
The enemies in the game have evolved. They will work together. Notice when another enemy is killed and react accordingly.
These enemies will pursue Lara. They will not stop. They have not stopped in 600 years.
The Monstrum, the Cabal, Eckhart. An unholy trinity guided by an unspeakable force. Their origins lie in the annals of alchemy, not in its purported search for the secrets of gold, but in its real search for the secrets of the atom. If you control the atom, you can control life. You can create life, and you can steal life from others.
This story is very much on an epic scale, from 14th century alchemists to serial killers in modern day France. To create something on this scale, it was necessary to take the ideas and production values from the film industry, in the way they research the subjects, the backstory they create for their characters, and the depth of the visuals.
This level of production requires a total consistency of purpose. Every aspect of the game has to be in keeping with the overall concept. Every person working on the game knows that they are working on an epic, and everything they do has to reflect that, from concept to completion.
For the music to match the scale of the production, we decided to use the same process that major film studios use. In this case, the London Symphony Orchestra.
It's an overwhelming thought having your music played by 84 of the world's top musicians, but the effect of the music when playing Angel of Darkness will be well worth the shredding of our nerves.
On the day of the recording, we are in the good hands of Abbey Road Studios and David Snell, the conductor. In a sense, he visualises the music and translates it to the ears.
We wanted the music to be ever present, draw you into the world without you noticing. Part of the style of this game is that all the elements work together. Bide their time. Wait for the moments when they are needed.
At core, we had a very clear vision of where we wanted to go. We wanted to take the Lara we all knew and put it into a game, a situation that no one knows. Tomb Raider has always set the benchmark for games. This game will be no different.
Some may see elements of various filmmakers, such as Luc Besson, David Fincher.
Some may see elements of various artists, Grunwald, Bosch. All will see something they haven't seen before.
When we wrote this story, we wrote a book. This game is only the first few chapters of that book. This game opens a lot of doors and only closes a few of them.
Primal, the first title on PlayStation 2 from the developers behind the BAFTA award-winning Medieval series, takes you on a journey to a world lying just below the surface of ordinary life.
Primal is the story of one girl's adventures through a fantasy world. She's a girl from the modern world as we understand it, and she's brought into a series of demon realms by a character called Scree, who's been sent as a guardian and an advisor to take her through these series of adventures, during which she learns about herself, her background, who she really is, the powers that she has in her.
I believe that you are Arella's chosen.
And during the game you get to develop these powers, you learn about the characters and environments in the world, and you get to see that behind the world that we know is a struggle, it's a constant struggle between the forces of order and chaos for the control of all our lives.
Jen is the character chosen to save the Four Realms. This, however, is no mean feat, and to succeed she will have to battle evil, overcome terrifying obstacles, and solve deadly puzzles.
Most of our puzzles are very kind of environmental puzzles, so although we've got doors and keys and kind of more traditional puzzles, we've tried to kind of stay away from that as much as we can. Probably a puzzle that springs to mind is at the start of the first realm you play. Jen hasn't got any weapons at that point, she can't fight, she's not got a knife yet. And then you come across a cave that's got lots of nasty beasts inside that she's not going to go in there because she's going to get eaten.
You hear those growls scream?
That sounds like Malkai. They're primitive, territorial beasts. Huge teeth, fearsome claws, fond of the dark.
Scree, being made of stone, isn't particularly tasty looking to these creatures, so he can go through there. And then because they're kind of quite beast, kind of wolf-like kind of creatures, they're actually scared of fire. So he goes off, finds a torch, and then brings it into the cave, and then he can keep all those animals at bay so Jen can go through unharmed.
With 4 vast realms to negotiate, Jen comes face to face with a number of demon races, each with very different customs, environments, and dangers.
There are 4 very distinct different demon worlds that we have in Primal. We wanted to make them as different from one another as we could.
We have a world called Solum, which is a world that's always nighttime here, and we have a race called the Ferai who live here, who are kind of rugged hunters.
Our second realm is Aquis, which is almost entirely underwater, and the race that live there are called the Undine, and they've populated the area with this huge arcane filtration machines to keep the water clean. And part of the gameplay in that area is Jen has to get the filtration system working again so the characters can survive in there.
The third realm in the game is called Ether, and we have a race of demons here we call Wraith, and these are really nasty characters. They're almost like vampires in the way that they kind of lead their lives.
The last realm that you venture through is the realm of Volca, which is a world set in a huge, dry, dusty volcano. And the race that live there are the Jinn. And when you first arrive there, the volcano is dormant, it's asleep, and the Jinn are inactive. But as you adventure and explore through these corridors and chambers, the light and the heat that you bring wakes them up, and suddenly you find you've got an entire race of people all suddenly coming to life that you have to deal with.
The characters of Jen and Scree dominate the game. Jen quickly puts into practice her ability to morph between demon and human form, whilst Scree proves invaluable with his mental agility and special skills.
Jen and Scree both got very different abilities. Jen's abilities are all based around her demon forms, so with each demon form she gets a different weapon, and all her abilities are kind of very focused towards combat and that side of things. We've got about, I think it's about 20 attacks for each of the different demon forms that she's got, so it's quite a lot of moves. And then it's kind of a free-form system, so if you keep hitting strong, you're going to do lots of strong attacks. And the deeper down the combo list you get, the cooler, the more powerful, more impressive-looking attacks you get.
Scree, what's with the glowing stuff?
It happens when I'm close to stone figures, resonating with Ferai energy. It means I can temporarily transfer my soul into any statue formed from this material.
Scree doesn't fight at all, so his side of things is much more kind of based on the exploration and puzzles. So he can climb walls, he can jump, he can lift heavy objects. It's very much based around his kind of strengths.
With characters as distinctive as Jen and Scree, finding the right voices was essential.
Cool.
Cool! Just wait till you see me do it. Then you'll see what I'm made of. Cool.
When it came to casting the actors for the voiceovers, we wanted to use actors that were really going to get into the parts and really have fun with the characters. So for Scree was really the toughest character because we wanted a voice which didn't sound like Scree looked, if you see what I mean. So it wasn't like a little guy's voice. It was a voice that had kind of nobility and kind of depth to it.
I need the essence from more Ferai lodestones before I can shift form.
When they approached me, I didn't know the whole story. I found out later that the producers and writers really liked my work as Jakar in Babylon 5. So when they conceived of this whole thing in the character of Scree, in their minds, they really heard Jakar somehow in that role.
Okay, calm down. I'll take your word for it.
With Jen, we needed someone that was going to be able to get into the demon side of Jen and really let go and really sound quite fierce.
Show me your arms, half-breed.
Half-breed, there he goes again. They got me excited about this role because they hunted me down to find me, which was very flattering. And I think the reason that they wanted me is because I played a character called Callisto on Xena. So I knew at that point when they liked that show that this was going to be based on a strong woman and there was going to be fighting involved.
This one's a real barn burner.
Any music featured within Primal had to reflect the intensity and pace of the game. American band 16 Volt provided a unique soundtrack to the whole experience.
It's a band that I had some CDs of, and one night I was just listening to them and thinking about the music that we wanted for the game and thinking, this works, this is the kind of stuff we want.
In addition to 16 Volt, the Prague Philharmonic Orchestra also added their interpretation to the adventure.
The cutscenes which we're recording with the orchestra at the moment, there were 2.5 hours worth of them, and unlike seeing it as one 2.5 hour film, it's more like 5 half-an-hour films, because you're associating a very different sound, instrumentation, themes, everything for each individual level, as well as trying to create a kind of cohesive whole so that each level does sound like it has some related components.
With the kind of originality so rarely glimpsed on a game's console, Primal is not only a feast for the senses, but also compulsive to play. The battles faced and worlds encountered make this a dark, compelling classic.
No question, blow up the spot, steady, rock your whole block. No hesitation, no question, blow up the spot, steady, rock your whole block. There's a fire in the hole, turn the heat up. We be getting down till the ashes hit the ground. Every single step I take, I think there must be something wrong. There's a fire in the hole, let the smoke clear, let the smoke clear, let the smoke clear. No hesitation, no question, blow up the spot.
time of peace, there will follow pain. When a land needs a hero, fate will make a choice. But in a time of desperation, even heroes can fail. Loss will spawn wrath, and weapons enable strength. Gauntlets of power, filled by a hero, filled with revenge. Revenge is sweet. March 2003. Vexx.